So wake up to your greatness. Hello, everybody. I'm Lakeisha Michelle from LakeishaMichelle.com, and I'm on fire about this conversation. It is so necessary, this conversation that we're having right now. So first of all, I want to thank you. I want to thank God for being the vessel, and I want to thank you for showing up. This is a unique conversation because we're talking about vision. We're talking about imagination. We're talking about purpose. We're talking about growth and getting to the next level. The world is in a crazy place right now. And I think that in general, if you really just look at history, things have always been crazy, but there's just a new crazier shift that's happening. And what I don't want us to do is get caught in a conversation of blame. What I want us to do, the unique people that have signed up for this webinar, is to really align to who am I called to be in this world? Because what if you had a message that would deter wrong relationships? What if you had a message that would shift people's perception of themselves in so many ways that would keep us out of scenarios that keep us from dying, that keep us from being in instances where we're in poverty states so we can't help our family? What if we decided to truly be the game changers we were born to be? It doesn't matter what you were born into. What matters is that if you're right here, right now, you have a mind and you can literally shift what you see right now in your life. That's what matters. I'm sorry I'm a little fired up because you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot going on. And I just get in, I'm like, yo, that's just everything that's happening is just a sign that I need to play bigger. Even as I was just singing that song, my imagination was just running wild. I saw visions. I saw me doing things in the next 6 months. I am constantly seeing these things happening. And the more I align, I begin to capture these thoughts out of my mind, write them down, and get into action, the more people I can impact, the people that were called to Lakeisha Michelle's empire. Most people are not bold enough to talk like that. They're not bold enough to say that, yeah, I get to have an empire. Most people are not bold enough. You want to hide. You want to shrink on what's coming to you. But you know what? You have to be willing to look crazy. You have to be willing to go, you know what? This is what's coming to me. I'm going to trust it and I'm going to stick it out until it takes. Most people are quitting too soon. When you look at things that are happening in our societies, there are people who were called to help our people. But they didn't step up. And who gets to suffer or no longer be here because they didn't find you? That's the reality. That's the reality. We live in a world that tries to shape us and beat the intuition out of us. And so you're in the right place if you're looking to keep being a change agent. You've started and you want to go bigger. Here's what I know for sure. You are who you hang around, and you know that. And the day you get sick and tired of being sick and tired and you realize that being more you is a part of the solution, that's when your life changes. And that's when the people that are attached to you begin to change their lives, because I can't do nothing for you. I'm going to start a conversation, and then there is a work that you are to do. I'm simply here to remind you what you actually already know. I know I can be a little hyper. I know I can get you fired up, but at the end of the day, when the cameras go off and when you by yourself, what are you doing with your thoughts? How are you talking to yourself? How are you informing yourself? How are you empowering yourself? What actions are you taking so that you can bring what you desire in further, faster, now, sooner, quicker? I saw my mentor, Lisa Nichols, say something earlier online, and she says it all the time. Write out your eulogy. A practice that I do is I write out my introduction. How are they introducing me in rooms? I think about, my mind goes to when they're giving people awards at award shows, and they go down the list. I had the honor of writing out Queen Latifah's introduction. When I got done with her introduction, she had tears in her eyes. She was just like, I didn't realize I worked that much. It's something when you can hear all of these things being called as it relates to you, and you're mapping out your life. What? When I did that for her, I was like, I'm gonna start doing it for myself. Write the things that you haven't done yet, bring them into the now. Think I'm lying. Let me go to I have so many journal books, it's cray. So many, and this is a technique, by the way. Get your pens and papers. Oh, if you don't know, by the way, get your pens and papers, okay? Write down everything that hits you. Write down everything that hits you. You think about when someone announces your name. One of the problems everybody that the average person, I'm not talking to average people, but the average person is sitting around rehearsing what somebody told them about them. Somebody told you about you. How that work? How does that work? I'm a queen. So I don't have to worry about laying with some bum who could get me in a situation that takes my life. I did that before, so I get it. But that was the last time. I'm not available for that anymore. The average person is not looking at what they're not available for. All we talk about is what we don't want. And we don't look at, okay, what's the new standard? And what is the routine that supports that new standard now, not later? There's a lot of stupid stuff happening in society right now. And you know what? We have a part to play. We have a part to play. What we see is the result of what's not happening in our homes. So yeah, I'm a little fired up because I know the power, the transformation that happens when you decide to really tune in to who am I and what am I leaving on this planet? What's my eulogy? And you got to be bold enough and courageous enough to write it, even though it feels so far-fetched from what your reality looks like right now. Does that make sense, you guys? Does that make sense? I need you to know that every day that you're not on fire, like what is going on? Like what? Look at what's happening. Our society, sorry, I'm on a rant because there's so much happening in the news and I'm just like, blah! Like our society is made up of homes. Do y'all understand that? A home. In my home, when I was growing up, my mother taught me certain things. And so as a member of the community, I wasn't doing certain things. So if everybody was paying attention to what happens in their home and raising the standards in their home and up-leveling how they think in their home, if everybody was looking at bigger visions, even if you in the middle of the hood, but you decided that somebody just messaged me, I hope you're watching. You said, I don't have a business yet, but I'm gonna listen because I know that one day, that's very smart. That's very smart. And oh, by the way, if you want a business, your job is to begin to read all the business books and begin to understand how a business operates so that when a business idea falls in your lap, you've read enough business stuff that your intuition and your soul begins to go, that's the thing, move on it now. Now that you've been studying it, you're prepared for when the business idea drops into your mind, into your path. Our societies are made up of individual homes. And right now, you and I are in our homes and we're doing the work. And the people that we raise, if you have children and the people that you touch, your family members, that's what makes up the community. So if there's a mass energy of violence, what's happening in homes? If there's a mass energy of positivity, what's happening in homes? If there's a mass energy, if there's a constant thing that keeps happening, what you want to do is say, what do I do at my doorstep? What is my part to play? I am the change. And being the change means that you need to have a big imagination. Write that word down and circle it. Your imagination is everything. If you're only playing nonsense to yourself all day, every day, which I know you're probably not because you're doing something like coming to a manifestation and vision webinar. I honor you for that. I honor you for your time and I don't take it lightly. But your mind is forever playing something. And so that's just like when I first got out of an abusive relationship, my mind just kept playing the terror moments. I was waking up in sweats. I was paranoid all the time during the daytime. It wasn't until I started to write a new chapter of my life. Before my life changed, I had to see it differently in my mind first. My imagination is everything. That is my superpower. Are you following me? Yes or no in the comments? Let me see. I'm just looking for a few people who are sick and tired of being sick and tired of the same old things and they realize that they got a part to play and that their part playing first and starts with them. I'm just looking for them people. What are you saying to yourself? How are you announcing yourself to the world? Back to the story of Queen Latifah. By the way, if you're new, we always get back to the point. The point is always just one thing and everything always matches. So you just sit and you listen for the thing that is for you right now. When I wrote her, it's like, okay, somehow I end up writing the introduction for Queen Latifah. Of course, there's no somehow. Of course, I'm writing it. And of course, I have the skill set, so I know how to put things together. I'm always prepared. I'm not freaking out. I'm just like, let's get it done. And I want to honor her and all of her work, and I want her to be excited about when she, whatever. So I just went through and started just whatever. I'm a Googler part-time at nighttime. That's what I do. So I read her bio, and I read it to the people who were going to do the whatever. It was for Essence Festival. And by the time her bio was done, I'm telling you guys, she had tears. She was just like, I forgot I did all of those things. Look how much impact I've had. And she still had so much more to go because she set goals and she talked about that. I heard Missy Elliott talk about that. Mary J. Blige talk about that. And when I did that, I said, you know, I need to start hearing myself. What's my thing? Like, so I started going, good day, world. I just make my own little audios. And then sometimes if I'm not listening to the audio, I write it out. But I'm introducing myself. I am Lakeisha Michelle, multimillionaire, multifaceted entrepreneur, and philanthropist. I own properties, churches. I lead nations. Like, I started going into all of my stuff, even to the point to where I have this little thing where it's like an assistant's reading to me. So again, imagination. This is the technique, you guys. You use it, use it, use it, use it. Imagination. I imagine my assistant's coming to me. The day's just getting started. And she goes over my accounts. She goes over credit scores. She goes over products and services, that how they're selling. And she just goes through some of the comments of the latest comments of members that are buying my stuff. And she's just like, yo, everything is crazy, crazy lit. Like, this is just imagination. If you're not doing this, who's doing this for you? Who's going to do this for you? The world certainly is not. The world certainly is not. So if it is to be, it is up to me. One of the best things one of my mentors ever taught me, one of the best things he ever taught me, if it is to be, it is up to me. And so we come tonight to gather about vision, routine, manifestation. I am not perfect. I'm not where I want to be yet. But guess what? Certain problems people have, I just don't have. Certain things people worry about, I just don't worry about. And the things that I want to desire, I'm not even worried about, or manifest. I'm not worried about those things not happening either. I'm not. Because I just understand, like, it's really just whatever I get behind, whatever I literally vision, imagine, capture, and get behind energetically with the routines and the thought processes and the energy, the belief, that's what's going to happen, period. And so my girlfriend and I, we wrote an album. And I was thinking about how I wanted to talk to you guys tonight. You've been hearing me have this conversation if you're new. And I just turned the page. You've been hearing me have this conversation. I've been having the same conversation for years. How about that? But now what did I just do with the outline? Getting all excited. I don't got off my page. We made the album Unleash the Artist Within, and we really wanted to speak to creators. We believe that you're on this planet with a purpose. You know, we believe we just looked at things that we've been able to accomplish in our lives, and we realized that the process was the same. You know, I'm running six-figure business. She's running a $1 million a month business, but the way that we move and think and be is the same. And we realized that every next level, we go through the same process. We wake up. Write that down, write that down, write that down. Step number 1, we wake up. And I've just pretty much been talking about that. We wake up to the fact that if it is to be, it is up to me. We wake up to the fact that the greatness and everything, the shift, the change, the transformation is inside of me. It is not outside of me. We understand that you are creating your outside world by what you're thinking. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Does that confuse you? Yes or no in the comments. By the way, talk to your girl. Don't just listen. I know some of y'all gonna be like, Keisha, we writing. Okay, I'll take that. But I want you to talk back to me. A lot of times we hear this, and I don't know, for the longest in my life, I kept hearing people say your inner world creates your outer world, and it just didn't match. For some reason, it never clicked until one day it did. So I just want to make sure you're not like I was. I was hearing it all the time, but it just wasn't clicking. Like if I'm constantly replaying that I'm not good enough, that I'm this and this and that, it makes sense why what I'm attracting energetically is bad relationships, running dead-end jobs, poverty mentality, friendships that are also struggling. So that comes from within me. And if I want to go higher, I have to think different and I have to align myself differently. Some of you guys, I was just talking to a friend earlier and I said, we were talking about something and I'm like, it's so crazy that there are some positive, miserable people. You're really, really positive, but your life isn't changing the way you desire. And you honestly, like, it's really a miserable way. You've just gotten comfortable being miserable. So you're like, I'm gonna be happy because I know change is coming, as if it has something to do with anybody besides you. Because if something's not shifting in my life, it is something that I am thinking, being, doing. And that's a harsh reality. Like, when you know you like, I'm a good person, being a good person doesn't mean you're going to be manifesting the life of your dreams. Does it now? I know a whole lot of good people that struggle for no reason. And the reason everybody, if folks is struggling and in wrong relationships and overweight and unhealthy, and how you going to change the world? You can't. You too busy being tired. Just the way the enemy wants it. He wants you worn out mentally. He wants you worn out physically. He wants you to be feeling like you are just like, nobody. Because the more that happens, the more you see all the nonsense. It's the norm. It's people just give up. It is what it is. The dreamers aren't dreaming. The thinkers aren't thinking. The creators aren't creating. And things become a mess. And as crazy as this pandemic is, I'm excited about the shift because this is a powerful shift. And here's what I know for sure. You better get into planning and understanding that even though this is happening, I still get to align to what's coming to me visually in my mind, in my heart. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Like, I get the messages all the time. Keisha, I'm struggling. Keisha, I need some clients. Keisha, I just wish I could look better. Keisha, I just wish I had more confidence. Keisha, I'm freaking out. I'm too fat. Do you realize that you are powerful and you have the answers to all of this? And that Keisha is only I'm just going to hold up a mirror and like, the answer is you. I'm only here to remind you that. So I'm excited that you feel, safe enough to share that with me. But I'm also going to call you out to do the work. If you're not manifesting the life that you want, the body that you want, the relationship that you want, then it's just something that you need to think differently and put into a routine and trust that it's on its way. It is that simple. It is that simple. I went live in my group earlier and I was like, you guys, I'm moving out this apartment into my penthouse in Pittsburgh. And I said, look at all this stuff that I've written down that has come to, it's like, wow, let me write bigger. Let me write more. I inspired the hell out of myself. I was like, oh my God, look at what I've done. Also, I set the intention when I moved in here. I was like, I'm gonna just chill and just do some, I set up all these things that I wanted to do. And it just made sense. Like, it made sense that when I looked around all the things that I've done and am doing, I was like, of course. It's very, very simple. So step one is understanding that you are the answer. A lot of people are putting things on God. If God says the same, if he says so, if God is giving you the ideas, ding dong, it's time to put them into play. You're not some little puppet thingy that just, is looking for this is up to you. Faith is putting what you see into action before you even see like the actual, all the ways. Does that make sense? Yeah, I believe in living everywhere that I feel led to live. I don't care about like moving. She said, sis, you're on the move, LA to Texas to PA. I know. I just thought, oh, let me go live in LA because I love the weather. And even before I went there, I was like, I want to live across the street from the beach. Done. Did it. Penthouse, by the way. Right? It's cool. Like rooftop, ocean, like what? Because I said it and I didn't even know how. Like I wasn't worried about the how. I just knew let me get there. And when I get there, I'm gonna find the perfect place. And the first place I found was perfect. I lived in some famous person's mansion and it was across the street from the beach. I was like, great. Even the first house that I moved into was another big old house that I ended up renting the top with the double patios and the jacuzzis and the saunas, all of that. I like living large. People telling me I'm going to be struggling. Man, within 6 months, I was back on top. What is you saying? Like I sold everything, went to a city where nobody knew me, and within 6 months, I was balling again. This is not to brag. This is because I worked this formula that I'm telling you. If it is to be, it is up to me. Wake up to the greatness inside of you. Number 2, believing. If you are moving according to the wrong beliefs, you can make as many vision boards as you want to make them. That's why the vision board is not working. That's why none of this stuff that you've taken before is not working. You are not constantly, all day, every day, realigning how you're thinking. You have to be obsessed. You have to get on your own nerves. You have to constantly, you have to start highlighting and becoming aware of the thinking that isn't serving you, and then inputting the proper thinking and filling your day with all of the things that fill you up. Door, if you want the business, what type of business? You can trust that the business is going to come, because business is easy. Business is actually really, really easy. What's not easy? People want businesses, but they don't want to be salespeople. People want businesses, but they don't like talking to people. They don't like marketing. They don't like doing any of the time management or customer management or learning technology. And now you can't really have a business without technology. So now you got to think about, if my vision is having a business, how much does this business yield me? How much is it paying me? You can go ahead and get that number. You can go ahead and look at how do I run the business? What are different business models? What are different business systems? These are things that typically, see, being a manifester means that you got to have curiosity. Write that down. You've got to be a curious person. Most people are keeping themselves out of conversation because of their culture, because of their ethnicity, because of their neighborhood, because of their language barriers, because of their age, because of their weight. Is that you? Ask yourself when you get off of this live, what conversations am I keeping myself out of? What information am I not looking up because I don't feel good enough? Because the reality is, you're not going to do anything. I don't care how hype I get you. You're not going to do anything that doesn't align with what you actually believe. You won't. And so your job is to constantly be realigning to your beliefs that serve your vision. The clear, obvious thing is you got to have a vision. And what is a vision for you? As a matter of fact, pause. I want to see in the comments, what is the vision for you? What is a vision? Somebody tell me, what is vision? When you hear somebody say you got to have a vision, what does that mean for you? Work the system realignment daily. Change my mindset. Lisa is right. I work on myself every day. Self-care, mind, body, soul. It's up to us. God has already done his part. Exactly. Can you guys hear me? I love it. Vision, the plan for your life. I like that. Seeing what's not in the physical yet. I like that. See, when you map out the vision, it is the plan for your life. It's where are you going? Even as a CEO, you want to map out a vision for your company. So you got to look at, okay, where am I going? Because if you don't know where you're going, you'll do a bunch of stuff that's not aligned to the big picture vision because there isn't one. So you just do a bunch of stuff and it wears you out and you end up somewhere, but it's not aligned. And it's just like, ugh. And I think that a lot of times when you hear the vision conversation, everybody's so busy on the 5 years and the 3 years and the futuristic type stuff of the mansions and the Bentleys and all that kind of stuff, which is great. But it makes people forget that you can vision your next 30 days. How many guys actually practice that? You can vision, map out, plan your next 30 days down to the T. Who practices that? Or have you just been looking at the one day life, the someday life, the vision board that's cute, someday, one day you make it, you set it and forget it? I like to be able to, hold on, you guys. Let me get my iPad. I like looking at the big picture vision, And so your big picture vision is going to be, all the things like the jets and all that kind of stuff, right? But then I want you to look at your 30 days. I want you to look at 60 days, 90 days. Most people don't. I do it a lot, but I don't know. I get off track. Right. And the reason why we get off track, you guys, is because it's just you're not doing it enough. Like a lot, like daily. Like you gotta have stuff everywhere, which is what I was telling my group. Like I have stuff everywhere. Everywhere. And the 30-day, one of the things that you do is part of your routine is making a set time and place where you're constantly doing the same thing over and over. For example, I tell people all the time, my spiritual downloads are so like, they just go like, they come like this all the time. When I wake up, when I go to bed, I have a rule about my God time. It's very simple. Some of you guys have been talking about social media and how you want to show up on social media and how you want this and this and that with technology. You just said there is a rule. When I wanted to build my good tea audience, I just made a rule every day at 10 o'clock, 5 days a week. Until it now becomes normal that I'm just always doing the conversation. So it doesn't before I can get to what I do now, I needed to just set a certain time that I show up to build that audience. And it was one person at the beginning, right? And now the videos, the other day we did it, yesterday's video was like hundreds of people. It was amazing. And some people will be like, 100 ain't nothing. Yes, it is. It's enough to fuel a 6-figure career, location free for years. It's all about your routines, but you're not going to do what you don't believe. So you got to quit. A lot of people are lying to themselves. I'm about to do this diet. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that. You're not about to do nothing if every day you wake up and you call yourself fat. You're not about to do anything if every day you wake up you hang with people who have fat habits. You're not going to do nothing. Sorry. Y'all already know that. Stop acting like you don't know. I know so many friends. They like being friends because they love going to eat together. And they all say they want to lose weight, but they be like, come on, friend, let's go eat. I know I can get him or her to veer off their goals so I can stay off mine. Now, what kind of connection is that? No, thank you. No, I want friends that are talking about where they're going and aligning to that. And yes, we have fun, but there are certain things I don't have to worry about. If I say I'm focused and my friend don't have an attitude, you don't have time for me. I don't have those kind of friends. They know, okay, she's focused. Well, she'll be back. We focused. We got goals. It's different. We're talking numbers. We're talking property. We're talking stuff. We're not talking about who's going to eat what. And you know, I love going to dinner. But let's be clear. I like going to dinner because I just want to dress up and sit somewhere real fabulous and just swirl my wine. It really ain't about the food. But I do like having the options. And I like the dollar price because I just love it. Like that has nothing to do with anything other than just the ambiance of it all and the energy of it all. Also, that's a technique. Since I can remember placing myself in places where wealthy people go until they start inviting me to their conversations. But if I believe I wasn't good enough, I would never go in there. If I believed that I'm too broke to go in there, I would never go in there. If I believed all these things, then it wouldn't be happening. Number 3, surrendering, being unattached. Being unattached. You have to set your goal, okay? You have to shift your beliefs. And then once you shift your belief, you also have to be unattached to the win, even though you're set a date. Like, I think it's extremely powerful. I have been practicing this for years. I will set a date on something, but guess what? If it doesn't happen on that date, then I'm going to change the date and I'm still aligning to the thing that I said is happening in my life. Most people get freaked out when the date comes closer and they feel like they're not near it. So then they just freak out and they do some action. See, your actions are going to be based on what you believe. So if you're freaking out going, it's not working, it's not happening, it's not working, then you're not going to do the thing that you need to do continuously, repetitiously until it works. You're going to throw a wrench in the game and then nothing happens. And then you say manifestation and all that conversation is hoopla. Can you guys hear me? So the thing is surrendering and being unattached. Set the date, do everything you know to do, and be looking for opportunities. Now, when you have mapped out, so honestly, ground zero is write out what you want, okay? Write out what you want over the next 30, 60, 90 days. All right, that's ground number one. Number two, truly own that ain't nobody gonna make nothing happen but you. Can you hear me? Okay, then checking the beliefs that say you can't and really attacking those beliefs, because fear has not been given to you by God. Okay, so when you feel the fear, it's just an indicator. Oh, let me address that. I don't need to conquer it. I need to put it in the back seat because this car is about to go forward toward the vision. Period. And knowing fear is also a tool. If I feel that I don't look the part, thank you, fear, for telling me that I don't look the part. Now I know I need to go figure out what I think the part looks like and then get it together. So fear is just giving me indications on what I should work on. Is that not a more powerful way to see that? Fear is actually a form of technology. So now I'm not scared of you. You don't get to choke me out and take my voice. I'm not giving you all this power and energy that people keep giving fear. We're spending too much time on it. I get that message every single week. How do I overcome fear? Child, listen. You know that when you ignore something, eventually you don't even pay it no attention. Like, you have to develop such, which brings me to the point of being surrendered and unattached. You have to be so unattached. My level of unattachedness scares people because they just be like, how you just, the internet is tripping. Trust whatever you heard, it's enough. Okay? So what do you mean by unattached? Unattached meaning that if I'm super attached, think about it. You ever be waiting on a phone call that's something that's really, really important, and then you're just like so like obsessed with it, you can't think straight, you can't like whatever, you just like freaked out because you're so attached to the outcome. That's like when I do auditions for anything. If I'm auditioning, I have to have a level of unattachment. And I rest in everything happens perfectly, everything works out great. I'm going to do all that I know to do, and I'm going to trust the outcome and that the outcome is perfect. For example, when I was just looking at lofts in Pittsburgh, I kept finding a loft that I really liked. I really, really liked it. And it came down to narrowing them down. And this is before I ever got to Pittsburgh. But something just was like, yeah, no, since I'm going to just book a flight. So I book a flight, first class, might I add. I book a flight. And I'm like, let me just go. Like literally the day before, I was like, I'm going to just go look. So I go just so I can look and see. Now, before the appointment, I just happened to be looking on Instagram and other things, which is what I said. Be curious, be open, be clear on your vision. I knew what I was available for. I knew what I wanted the vibe to feel like. So now it's just a matter of looking at things and being open and being curious and prying in with an unattached energy. Because if I went in with an energy of this has to work and oh, what if I don't find the right place? And oh, that's being too attached. Even in dating, men be like, oh, dear God, like, I love you, but I'm not like, I can't be. Like, this is nuts. It's unhealthy. I just truly have been aligning for years. It took me years to keep aligning to everything is working out for my good. Everything is working out for my good. Every single thing is working out for my good. It's working out for me. Therefore, I don't have to be so attached, because when you're so attached, you miss the opportunities that are right in front of your face. You miss the moments where you pivot. You don't go after what's coming to you. So being unattached is massive, because I know people that set goals. They were going to do something by August 30th. And when August 30th came and they didn't do it, they about shut their whole life down. Oh, I need to get off Facebook. And oh, I need to do what? Yo, chill out. You need to unattach and just trust that it's happening. The end. Like email lists. Some of you guys, we were talking about earlier, starting an email list. I'm so not attached to my email list. I love everybody on there, but I'm not attached to it. So I can just be me on the email list without wondering, like, is this gonna make people unsubscribe? Will they like this? Yo, you got here however you got here on purpose. There's a reason why you're here, and I'm unattached to the outcome. I know the outcome that I want from my dream ideal people, and everything else is just gravy. Like, I'm not attached. Oh, Jane, I appreciate that. Thank you. So being unattached. The next thing is, once you have mapped out where you want to go, again, mapping out where you want to go, understanding that if it is to be, it's happening up to you. Understanding that your beliefs you have to be constantly obsessed with, like, looking at the beliefs all the time, every single day. You're looking and just, oh, that belief doesn't, let me research that. Let me chew on that and figure out why I thought that so I can annihilate that. You want to be an annihilator. Once you're doing that regularly and you're in the conversation of just aligning yourself with beliefs that really, truly serve where you want to go, and you're being unattached and you're walking by faith, and you know that if I set the date to August 30th and it doesn't happen on August 30th, I'm going to show up on September 30th with the same energy I had on August 1st. Now you talking. Now you talking. The next thing you want to do is become obsessed. You become obsessed. So now that you know where you want to go, narrow that thing down into actionable things. If you know you want to be one of the best speakers on the internet, then you have to start speaking. You have to start practicing certain techniques. You have to start looking at the bigger picture and then backing into the day. And what does the action be like today? What is the thought process and the energy of the best speaker be like today, because you have set that intention? Does that make sense? Yes or no? Got it. Got it. Good. Now, who didn't know this? You know this. The question is, why aren't you doing it? The last step, when you become obsessed is the action. Obsession is not just, some of you guys are stalking too much information. You're spending too much time learning, and you're not doing enough. Ouch. And you're giving yourself the most sexy excuses why you ain't doing it. Oh, yes, I'm doing this and that. And okay. Trust me, we're real good at BSing. We're so good at it. Especially when typically you're the one in your crew and your family and stuff, you're the one doing stuff. So, you look real good to everybody else. That's why you got to play with people that's stepping their game up, people that's calling you out. You got to play with people that when they talking numbers, you be like, dang, like you can't show up to the party looking like, Bobo the Fool. You got to bring something to the table. So in your obsession, you want to make sure that you're doing the work. And the work is not learning all day. There is a time and place for learning, and there's a time and place for pulling the trigger and being in action. And so your obsession is involving, that is the routine. That is your routine. Those are the actions that you're taking and you're aligning to every single day. That is walking by faith. Walking by faith is not just jumping off a bridge, any old bridge. No, baby. Walking by faith is because I am that speaker that I see in my mind. I don't know. Matter of fact, pause. What is it that you want to manifest in the next 90 days? Give me one thing. Just give me one thing. Pick one thing. It don't matter the category of your life. Give me one thing right now. Okay, Crontea wants to put a book out. Let me see what we got in the room. We got authors. Your voice is life. Learning is fun. I love it. Information overload, no action. Come on, somebody. That's me too much of the time. Exactly. I know we all been guilty. I know some of y'all haven't thought about what you want to do in the next 90 days. This is your opportunity. What's the first thing that popped in your brain in the first 5 seconds? Michelle wants to create a course. I want income from my YouTube channel, vendor's license, showing up on social media consistently, start live trading Forex, okay? Doing a boot camp for a fee. What fee? $6,000 per month in income. I love it. A self-help workbook. I love it. Look at all these creators in here. Look at all these creators in here. So then the question becomes, which is the last step that we're talking about, owning it, walking, talking, thinking, your action steps, your feet, your hands, they're owning what you desire to see happen. $6,000 is not a lot. Where my calculator? Y'all know I love getting out my calculator. Hold on, baby. Let me see what you can do for $6,000. Let's say, I don't know, what are you selling for $6,000? If y'all hear, it's a birthday party right outside my door. Virtual summit for women and one for young adults. I love it. Oh my God. Can you imagine, you guys, in the next 90 days, all of these intentions that you set, you write it out, you make the plan, and you show up every single day in the energy of it's done and I'm simply aligning to it. Oh, set up my in-home. Awesome. I love it. Living space. Live beautiful in every space. Baby, that is a must for me. That is such a must for me. I love it. Online courses. So $6,000 a month. Let's say you serve 50 people. That's a $120 product. Can you, Carla, create a $120 product? Some of you guys are scared of money, pricing. I'm not saying you are, Carla, but I'm just saying, if that's a thing, let's say, okay, I'm really scared. I've never charged $120. Okay, break that $120 down into 3 payments. Can you ask people to sign up for a payment plan of $40? So what's stopping you from making that this week? Because I'm going to make that this week. Nothing's stopping you. Nothing is stopping you. Nothing is stopping you. The self-help workbook, I can make that tomorrow. Nothing is stopping you. The question is, when have you set aside the time? By when will this be done? Who's holding you accountable? Who are you sharing these visions and dreams with? And they're not judging you at all. They're just simply saying, you said you were going to do it on this date. Is it done? Yes or no? Then it becomes a game. Then it becomes a game. Then it becomes a game. Yep, Michelle says the time is now. Shadell says, why are we scared of selling and pricing, but it's so easy to do without money attachment? Because it has to do with worth and icky stuff that of any experiences that you've had. And a lot of times, like in beauty school, they gave you all the hair stuff, but they didn't talk about money. And you got people who never talked about money with other people. Now you're telling me to go run a business, but we never had a money conversation. It's just one of those things. A lot of times people feel like, well, if they get their money, then, I got to sell my soul or, sell my whole arm and leg and kid. So make sure that the person don't whatever. All of this information, that's just not true. So now you get to look at what is the new belief that supports the income that I desire to manifest. And I bet you can align to 6,000. I bet you can. I bet you can make that book quicker than you think and be selling it in the next 30 days. I bet you can. I'm willing to bet your investment. For those of you that have already invested, the person who said that, I believe they're already in the group. You make it so simple because it is. It really, really is. Owning it is your day-to-day thing. It's the obsession and owning what you desire to manifest over the next 90 days is the work that you do. And being in the energy. Can you imagine if we hung out every single day? Can you imagine? Like, I have a plethora of energy. God gave it to me. It just oozes over. And I have a belief that people who are in my energy, they just get to be blessed. When I moved into my new penthouse the other day, I was like, oh, this building has no clue the blessings that they get to experience because of my God. My God is amazing. Now God is flowing through me. And so I trust that every intention, every time I meet somebody in the elevator, every neighbor, the apartment leasing agent, they're going to just be like, what was that? Like, I just got something. I believe that. And that is what happens in my life all the time. That's what happens in my course. In the course right now, everybody's like, I've manifested stuff like crazy, and we just got started on this course. Oh, can I tell you about the course? Can I tell you about it real quick? Let me see in the comments. Hold up. Let me see. Can I give you guys the information about the Vision Plus Routine Equal Manifestation Boot Camp? That's a long name. We're going to call it the VR room. The VR room. I like virtual reality. I love the whole thought process of this because honestly, if you live in your now, then you're going to be obsessed with like Trump and stuff. But if you live in your future, you're going to be obsessed with the change that you make, no matter who's in office, the change that you're making. Of course, do your part, vote, 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 vote. Duh. I feel like, what in the world? But you guess you should say the obvious. Of course, do your part. But oh, by the way, no matter who's in office, she's getting paid. She's going to live the life of her dreams, period. I'm not available for anything else. And there are plenty of people who are aligning to that truth. All of my mentors are. It's just a whole universe of people that are just like, yeah, so yeah, we still get to like be all the things and do our part in society. You get to have both. That's another belief that you have to keep aligning to. I get to have both. Even when I came back to Dallas, my brother's getting married. I'm doing hair and makeup. My parents need all kind of assistance, and I'm moving, I'm packing, and all of this stuff is happening. I just leased a penthouse, and I just realized, and I'm telling you that it sounds like a lot, but I was like, I was just telling my friend, I said, I have literally been going through this so peaceful, because I was like, I used to align to the idea that, oh, when things are happening, then, you know, these are stressful moments and you just whatever. And I was like, or I can just go through this peacefully, because what is a move? It's just a move. It doesn't matter where you're moving to. Can you move with ease? Yeah. And I just went through, how do I make this easy? Hire people to come do this. Already went and leased the place, so I know where I'm going. So it maps out. I know what I'm putting in there and what I don't need. So moving here is really, really easy, because the place, honestly, if I just flew there tomorrow and told everybody to trash everything in here, I would be fine, right? Just change the story. My brother's wedding, oh, it's at 5, so I can sleep in. I still got time to go to my parents' house and do their hair and get them dressed. And my mom has dementia, so I got to, like, you know, that's a whole uncontrollable variable, but I trust that it's going to be fine. Thank you, Jesus, for who you are. And it was. She had one little moment where she was like, I ain't getting dressed for the wedding. But we worked through that. I just changed the story. Everything was perfect. My energy was so peaceful that the people at the wedding started going, well, shoot, let me relax. Yes, we get to relax. We get to do things that are monumental in our life and relax. I owned that and I lived it. Listen, it's all about decisions. Decisions create your future. The stories that you're playing in your head, how you're using your imagination creates your future. It creates your now. I see people who desire to be sexier. I see people who desire to just own that feminine energy. I see people who desire to have the certain amount of number 6,000 in their business. These are not unattainable things, and you can have them in the next 90 days. And so what started off as a 7-day challenge has become a 90-day challenge. And 90 days may feel like a lot for you, but that's just for the person who's not obsessed. Like, I'm just looking for a few obsessed people. Just a few obsessed people. So if you got in at the earlier, you know, it was like, okay, great. Now it's turned into a whole thing, right? And so you guys, I'm super fired up already in this boot camp. People have been manifesting and getting clear and mapping out what they desire to call in for Q4. And just staying in the right energy, releasing old beliefs and changing stories. And you guys, when you release a belief that you're not good enough and you take on a belief that I am the bomb.com and every single day I am getting bomber, you start attracting opportunities, and those opportunities open up doors, and your energy is great. People gonna be looking at you strange because you're shifting really fast. But we've created this incubator of just high energy, high frequency people who are obsessed with accomplishing their goals. There are some people who are like, I don't want to talk about goals all the time. Well, these ain't the people. Because I was like, let me just put together a group where I just riff off on how I live. I'm literally downloading things to you guys. I'm realizing, like, even today when I went live in the group, I was like telling everybody about, as I was moving things around my house, I'm like, everything I've written, it's happening. Either it's done or it's in the process. It's done or it's in the process. That's not an accident. Those techniques I'm giving to you. Now, I'm giving you simple strategies. You can walk away from this webinar and decide that for the next 90 days, you're going to manifest and you can do whatever. Do it your way. Here's what I'm proposing. I propose that you put some skin in the game. So here's the way that it works. What I'm doing is giving you I call it my vision book planning process. Okay, because not only are you doing the vision board, you're doing the big picture vision board, but you're mapping out your month, you're mapping out your week, you're using the technique to map out very finite details. So for some of you guys, you were talking about your social media presence and showing up. You can map that out from a vision perspective and look at it every single day and then map out that routine. And there's just a different energy when you become that specific. So the first video you get access to, this is a membership, you guys, and it's a one-time investment. So the first video when you log in, you get access to, I just go over my vision mapping process. And it is a process that I have used forever and ever and ever. And my life changed when I started living from a 90-day perspective. Okay? Some of you guys are talking about Forex. I have a friend who makes like literally $50,000, $100,000 a day doing Forex. He's always trying to get me into it, but I just don't even have the bandwidth for it right now. But like they just decided that they were going to get into it and they didn't quit. And within a year, $100,000 a day on Forex. It's possible. You just have to align. Selling your boot camp for a fee. That's all about alignment energetically, because you can take every technique, but if you are not energetically behind it and checking those beliefs 24/7, and what I love about the bootcamp group is not only do you have the membership area, so you get in, you log in, you have access to videos. These videos are talking about how you think and be and how you map out your vision, okay? And then each day in the group, you're seeing people accomplish things and share their visions and goals, and I am downloading streams to you each day to watch at your leisure. You watch it at your leisure. Here's what I know for sure. Energy grows where it goes, okay? So you're putting your energy and you're focusing on aligning your vision, your routine, and manifesting. And every day, you're just spending a few minutes of your day aligning to that vision. Someone said, I wrote the vision, then I get off track. This is a group that all we're doing is being obsessed for 90 days. That's all we're doing, okay? And so if you look into the group, I'm gonna show you guys. Let me show you guys. Let me pull it up for you so you can actually see what's happening. Do you guys want to see it? Yes or no in the comments? Let me see. Do you guys want to see it? Yes or no in the comments while I pull it up. And so what I love is that this started off as a 7-day challenge, and now it's just a space where we're living and we're manifesting. The end. And so you get lifetime access, you guys. And if you know that you want to be in, a lot of you guys go, oh my God, your energy, your energy, your energy. My goal is for everybody to join in, map out their 90 days, and I see all of those goals in the chat box right now. I want at the end of those 90 days, nothing but testimonials. I want your thinking to be different. I want your energy to be different. I want your image and your confidence to be different. I want you to be able to not be scared of where you feel you should go next. I don't want you to be, yes, you can get the replay. I don't want you to be obsessed with what's going on in the community, that it drowns out the fact that you can write out the rest of 2020 and it will happen for you. I am living proof of that. I am living proof of that. And so here's the reality. Here's the reality. Let me pull this up for you. Of course, you can walk away. You can be on fire, but we know that fire sizzles out. And we know that you are who you hang around. And so if you're looking to have a coach to just keep you in line, you guys, 90 days, it's insane. We may start looking like you. This is true. I will say that as a result of being in this group, members are making more money. They're shifting their image and their appearance and how they're showing up. It's better sleep. They're getting more and more clarity every single day, where they once were like fog brain and confused about where they're going and didn't know how to put their messages together. There's a lot of speakers and authors and entrepreneurs in this group. They're creators, just like you watching. Right now you're watching, you're a creator of some sort. And so this is a space where you can actually say, I need clarity on this outcome, and I jump into the group and support you. This is a space where everybody is supporting each other, sharing apps and tools to map out their vision. I feel like as long as you're getting super, super clear and you're writing it out, and then the daily streams that I'm dropping to you guys, I mean, it's inspiring me to that. I'm just like, geez Louise, the next 90 days are going to be insane. And so I'm giving you guys a technique, okay? Powerful audios of meditation, songs that support where you want to go. These methods that I just mapped out to you today, all of those have a song. So you get the actual copies of the songs so you can use them in your content. You can use them when you go to sleep. You can use them to manifest as people are doing right now in the group. So you get that as well. And the key is that you're going to be focused. You're going to be focused on bringing what you desire into the now. And so I'm going to go into the Facebook group as well as give you pictures of, let me go here. Hold on, you guys. Got to do the tech part. Share the screen. There we go. So when you log in, you get access to how I move, okay? And this all started because I was showing you guys how I manifested the perfect penthouse without even trying. Like, I mean, I was just clear on where I want. And that's another thing, is like being in this group, you're going to learn how to be. And so it's how you're walking, talking, thinking, because at the end of the day, if you are a person who knows how to recognize opportunities, who practices being curious, if you're a person who is always looking for those doors, right? And following those nudges, you're going to walk into manifesting. You're going to be a magnet for these opportunities from your vision board. You're going to be you're going to be a magnet for it. Okay. So I give you this. This is an 82-minute class. You can watch this right away when you join in. Okay. We talk about routines and things, and we're talking about choosing your one word for Q4. We're talking about setting the intentions and managing time. Okay, you guys. And then in this video, we're talking about, I'm just literally giving you downloads about how things in your life are always responding to your thoughts. And so what this will be by the time the 90 days is up is just this powerful place that every time you play a video, it will be the right message that you need right then. Everything isn't going to be long. Some things are 7 minutes, 5 minutes, as you can see, 14 minutes, 26 minutes, but it is an incubator for you getting clear on who you are, where you're going, and then having an accountability group so that you can be clear and prove. Let me make sure you guys can hear me because it says it's unstable. And prove it by living it out. Okay. This internet thing is driving. It's driving. Okay, let me go to, hold on, you guys. Let me go to discussion. So this is the group. And what happens is I'm always live in the group. Okay, daily live streams in this group. So basically, if you know that you've been wanting to get into the energy, if you watch my videos at all or any of my content and you're like, okay, what in the world, she's on fire. I'm dropping that fire in this group every single day, you guys. And so I love it. Dr. Carla's launching her group in here. Lady Grace is showing her vision and mapping out her desires. You know how many people don't take the time to write what they actually want to happen in life? Look at this. I love it. Kathy is mapping out her vision and how she wants to look and her goals. Oh my gosh, I love it. The love of this group is insane. Keisha Winter is on fire in this group. She is like, oh my gosh, she's super, super on fire, super clear. And she says that I'm still adding. So I teach how to make your vision in the PowerPoint or Keynote or Google Doc, right? So that you can access it more frequently and take it everywhere. But she says she's already getting a message from a private equity firm asking about her resources about diversity. And so that happened, that's a result of her being clear, okay? And so if you look in the comments, everybody's complimenting. People are saying they're already working on their stuff. She said, if you didn't notice, like, she's like, basically, she's just obsessed. The challenges got her on fire, okay? And I just love the support in this group. Look at this. Joy's mapping out her vision board. Most people never take the time to write their goals. Look at Heather. Heather says, can I tell you I've been busy and I feel great. I haven't been this clear with my goals since I wrote my first book back in 2004. This is what she's done since she's joined the group. Made her vision board, created her timesheet. She wrote on her whiteboard and her mirrors. She got clear on what all her different fields look like, right? And the cool thing is that it's a consistent flow of conversation. So there's never a place of like, I need to go here right now and do this thing and be obsessed and be all strict. This is just a space of just constant reminders of you focusing on where you want to go. And the messages that I drop in here are perfect every single day. Not because of me, like God it works. The alignment is insane. It's insane. Q4. I love it. Everybody's in action. And this action is not going to die out. This is not one of those groups where you're going to join and then the fire dies. I refuse. That's not what we're doing. The goal is too clear, which is also the power of having clear goals. Here's what I've started so far. More things might come to mind. Look at that. Clarity, desires. I love it. I love it. You guys, so what you're doing is joining, I like to call it a stream of consciousness. I love it. No excuses, no procrastination. You're joining a stream of consciousness, right? And so in this group, we should sell this link for you. If you would like to, yeah, let me know. You're joining this group to stay focused, to be in the energy of manifestation, vision, imagination, curiosity, openness, unattachment. Every single day. Every single day. Might sound crazy, but like there's only like 12 weeks left in the year. And so this is an opportunity for you to do something you've never done. I can't tell you what that is. You can map that out. But what I do know is that we're going to do it together. Our own individual goals, we're doing it together. So it's really, really simple. The value of this group is easily $397, easily $497, easily. And your investment today is $147. And you can break it down into a payment plan if you need to. Super simple commitment. I'm committed to showing up. And the enrollment is open for this week, and then we shut it down and we focusing. All right. And also the investment is going to double. So this is the week to get in. If you're watching this replay, get in. Trust me, because some of you guys have seen me talking about this for quite some time and you kept hesitating. Follow the nudge, get in. If you know that you want to shift your life, shift your income, shift your body weight, shift your image, shift your energy and your mindset, this is the place to be. You want to be a cycle breaker. You're tired of doing the same thing and you want a new result. This is the place to be, because you actually can get there simply. And it's just a matter of focus. And so I created this group. First, it started off as a 7-day challenge. And then I'm like, in the next 90 days, the testimonials are going to be through the roof, because we wrote it out and we said so. What are you writing for your future? What would life look like in 90 days if you actually wrote out that you make $6,000 a month and you manifested it on day 31 of Q4? What would your energy be like? What new things would you be able to do, Dr. Carla? Right? She said, glory. So here's what I want you to do, guys. If this is speaking to you and you know you want to get in, join now, because I opened up 50 slots for $147. And then the price is going to double. So first come, first serve. You guys get in where you fit in. If you know this is calling at you, like stop thinking, and that's another thing. You got to be a fast mover. You got to be a person of action. If you know I need this, bump it, get into it. It's a low investment. I don't need to super convince you. $147. There's a 2-pay option. Go to LakeishaMichelle.com. I'm going to drop the link in the comments. LakeishaMichelle.com. You will see vision plus routine equals manifestation. You will see all of the details there. All you got to do is go to LakeishaMichelle.com. Let me show you on the screen as well, because like, why not show you on the screen? And we go here so you can just see what it looks like, so you know exactly where to go. Let's go. Oh, the screen thing is off. Hold on. Boom, right there. Questions in the comments, in the comments. Put them in the comments. Right here, vision, routine, boot camp, boom. Instant access to the vision formula, dream life routine formula, powerful, supportive private Facebook group, content released daily from myself, Lakeisha Michelle. I have these amazing, powerful meditation audios coming to you. You can play them while you sleep. You can play them while you're in the car. Okay, your investment is $147. This is actually going to double. I'm not even going to do $197. I'm just going to double it, because my mentor was like, are you serious? I know people that don't go that hard and they literally charge, whatever. So I was like, oh, you're right. We get to upgrade and be doing the things that we know we should do for the right investment. So get in where you fit in. Listen, all you do is click the link and you see the payment options there. You can do 2 weekly payments, or you can do 1. I'm going to open up the floor for questions. As you can see, it's really, really simple. I hope that you are inspired. I pray that you take action right now. Be a person that just gets in and like ask questions later. Like, being a person of action is like part of the whole vision conversation. If you look at the parable of the talents, they were given gifts. And there was an expectation. 2 went at once and took action. 1 buried it. The one who buried it was considered evil. And I wholeheartedly agree. When you look at what's happening in society, there are so many lanes where we need us. We need all of our creative hands on deck. But if I'm buried into the wrong thinking, if I'm buried into procrastination, if I'm buried into lack of clarity, I'm not being the best version of me. If I am your energizer, then where am I at? If I'm sitting up worried about all this other stuff, I wouldn't be able to do this and reach thousands of people a month. High, like it's insane. Now millions. It's kind of cuckoo. Over the last quarter, it's been millions. But I set that intention. I'm trying to purchase and listen to you too. Get into the group. It's even juicier. If you think this is good, then you're going to love the boot camp. Moral of the story is this. If it is to be, it is up to me. If it is to be, it is up to me. Everything that's happening in my world right now is feedback. It is feedback. It is showing me something that I now get to adjust. So it's showing me a desire that I get to, bring into fruition, an old belief that I get to release. Everything is feedback. And I'm also here for the life of quick manifestation, right? Quick being relative. Of course, you have to be unattached, but I believe that in the next 90 days, you can call in things that was not even about to happen. And that's what we're doing. So if you've been inspired to take action, do so now, not later. And in general, write your vision, because what you're writing down is coming to fruition. Look at it every single day. Be obsessed. Own it. Walk it. Live it. Talk it. Breathe it. I love you for joining me. It's 8:09. I'm done. LakeishaMichelle.com. Let me see. You saying, if there are any questions, let me know in the comments. Let me go. Make sure that you have everything you need. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, you guys. I love you for watching. I'm gonna hang out for 5 minutes, and that's it. Let me show that on. Let me go back and show that really quickly. So I'm on my phone, LakeishaMichelle.com, and I'm gonna take this other video down. But Vision, Routine, Manifest Bootcamp, sign up here. We'll make that a highlighted button. When you click that, there's the checkout cart. The payment options are there. You have a weekly pay or one, and you're good to go. Thanks so much. You're welcome, Shidell. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you guys for being here.